back to another video. So I'm gonna post a video here on the free Telegram, and also this breakdown is also gonna go up in the DTI course. So for those of you guys that are in the day trading institution, you guys can also expect this on DTI as well. As many of you guys know, if you are part of the day trading institution, I'm not gonna be doing webinars this week since basically there's only 2 weeks left, almost in the month. I mean, you know, we have this week and next week, and that is it. So I'm not going to be trading again until January 3rd. I haven't even traded all of this month, but I won't be doing any more webinars because I am going to be, and I am going to continue to work on DTI 2.0 before the next launch and the revamp of the day trading institution. So we're doing a big revamp on our website, and there's a lot of content revamping being done as well. Inside of the course, and then we're looking to implement live trading starting in January, which we're going to be beta testing that. Without any further ado, let's get right into the breakdown. So if we look at the NASDAQ overall here on the weekly time frame, price is clearly in a bearish condition, and we're trading under the 21 SMA. We have a big rejection towards the upside on the last week, and we've broken under this major area of support being 11,500. Roughly, let's call it. Going down to the daily time frame, we can definitely see a very clear transition in price here. Notice support at 11,500. Price just broke under that area of support. So as of right now with the NASDAQ, I would like to see a pullback into this 11,500 range where we can then look to sell it back down. That would be like the most optimal setup. This could take maybe a day or two to play out, but definitely as long as price maintains under 11,500, I would continue to actually look to sell back down into this major support zone being 10,673. That would be my long-term projection for the NASDAQ. Now looking at GJ actually did reject the resistance here at 168,500, this entire zone, and now we're back at support being 165,500. So as long as, you know, GJ continues to hold this support, you could look to buy GJ back up. Do expect some consolidation this week as we get closer and closer to the holidays, some choppiness. But if you were to look to actually sell GJ, then realistically I would look for some form of a break of the support zone being 165,400, and then look to sell it down into this 164,250 range, which is kind of like the lows of support. You could look for a break of this support range, or you could look for a break and retest to sell it back down into 164,250, possibly even 163,780. That would be my next projection here for GJ. Now with gold, so gold is kind of in this consolidation range. We broke under the 168 and continued to make new lows after that. I honestly do see gold buys back up into this 168 range, or 168, sorry, this 1800 range. I was still thinking about GJ. So you can expect gold buys into this 1800-ish range, where there you'd actually have to see what would happen, because gold could definitely reject this area. I don't think gold is going to reject this area. I do believe that gold will actually continue to go up and make new highs, because the way the weekly time frame is actually forming, just solely going off of a technical perspective, there's a lot of weakness to the downside, and after week, price has been making higher lows for the last 5 weeks, let's call it. So higher low after higher low after higher low after higher low. You know, it definitely shows us that there's still buyers interested in pushing the price of gold up. So we definitely can see gold go up into the 1800s. And if gold does break above the 1800s, I would definitely expect 1831 to actually be the next target. Obviously, if you get a rejection of 1800, you could sell it, but I would actually look to buy gold up right now into 1800. Maybe wait for a pullback back down to the 1785 range to then look to buy it up into 1800 there. You know, we do have some intraday resistance here, so even a break and a retest of this intraday resistance being 1794 could be pretty good, and you could look to buy it up into like 1804. That's what I would look for on gold. On the S&P 500, you know, typically it's going to kind of follow the lines of like the NASDAQ, where basically now the S&P 500 is broken under this major area of support being 3913. So I would actually look for a pullback into our previous support level, look to see if this support level holds its resistance, and then sell it back down to 37,665. As long as price remains under 39.12, then you could definitely look to continue to sell all the way down to 37.66, 37.65, around that range. Then with US30, it's kind of the same concept. We've broken under this major resistance range where we also had previous support. So I would look for a pullback in between this kind of entire zone that we have here on US30. As long as price can maintain under this zone, you can continue to actually look to sell it. There's clearly been a transition from a bullish trend, and it now looks like we're getting into a bearish trend. But again, at this point in time, I would like to wait for a pullback into this 33,400 range, where you could then sell it back down into this 32,400 or possibly even 32,000 flat, which would be our next support range. So that would be kind of like the extension that essentially we would be looking for a pullback into this range, and then for price to come back down into its previous lows, and then an extension lower would be like 32,500, 32,200 along those lines. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown, nothing too crazy. Again, that's kind of what I would wait for on the indices. As long as price can continue to trade under those major support levels, you can continue to actually look to sell, especially long term. I would continue to actually look to sell it. Now with gold, I would continue to actually look to buy gold, and then with GJ, you know, GJ actually does look like it's setting up for a pretty big drop. But there's a lot of consolidation that we're seeing here on the daily and the weekly time frame. Could be because we're in the holidays, who knows? But for GJ to continue to drop, it would have to break under this 35,385 range. So that's kind of what I would pay attention to. Other than that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown. Just wanted to give you a quick one, and I will see everybody in the next video. Take care, guys.